Hey everybody, I'm out in the heat today. Um, a couple of months ago, I had the local water department install a new water meter in my front yard. My original water meter in my house literally comes out the back of the house, goes to the back of my property, which is close to 1,000 feet, and then turns and goes through four neighbors' properties before it gets to my water meter that's on a street. I mean, several thousand feet away. Anyhow, with a new meter, we're going to be coming in from the front of the house, so I have rented a trencher. So I went to Home Depot and rented, this is a 36-inch trencher. That's easy to say. Pretty beastie. I'll go down about 24 inches. I'm in Middle Tennessee, so we don't have the real cold winters. We got about an 18-inch frost line. But I'll show you how this thing works as I learn how it works. It is on a ride-on, so it does have a platform. These things work backwards. You dig the trench, and like you're pulling it back towards you. As I've learned right now, I have a zero turn, so this is like the zero turn. These are controlling the tracks, the left track and the right track, so forward and reverse. And then obviously a lever for raising and lowering the trenching boom, the throttle over here, and then here's the engaging lever to engage the trencher. So stay tuned as I take this thing off the trailer. And well, let me just give you a little hint on what it took to get off the trailer. They chained this thing in, and there's two little notches right here behind the tracks that went all the way to the other side, and you can see that they have a turnbuckle there to tighten it down. And then once I got that loose, I needed to move it forward because there's another hook. You can see it right underneath the front that they run a chain through, and there's the notch. So they come in and they hook that chain, and then they back up the piece of equipment and then put the back chain on and tie it in, and that's what holds it down. It does come with its own trailer. It's quite a easy pull. This cost me, I had to put down a $300 deposit, but for a 24-hour rental, this will cost me about $230. So, and I've got to dig about 150 feet, and then my neighbor's going to probably dig about 225 feet. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, there's my water meter, my new one. And so there's a distance we got to go to the house. I think I stepped it off. It's about 120 feet. I didn't take a tape measure to it. But to keep me straight, because this thing's going to go backwards, I string a line just to give me some kind of guide so that I wouldn't be Dennis the Menace all over my front yard, and I would have some kind of guide as to how I'm getting back there. I am going to be digging 24 inches deep, so hopefully it'll go through this dirt pretty easily. I know I tried to take a shovel to that dirt and it was quite hard, but hopefully this guy's a beast and it'll handle it with no problem. I'll get started. I'll keep you posted. Well, in about 5 minutes, I've gone about 25 feet. So this thing is very fast. I do have a site right where I'm at right now where an old tree used to be, and I'm hitting some of those tree roots from an old poplar. Hopefully I'll get through that pretty fast, and then I'll move on toward the house. But it's really easy. It's a one-handed operation because you can control the chain, the digging chain, and both drive levers with one hand, with the right hand, and just hold on with the left. Obviously it's not moving fast, but it's working pretty well. Well, I'm pretty much done. I've got to figure out how to connect the dots. I went up to my house and got as close as I felt comfortable to getting to the house. This thing, I mean, I had some big roots, and if you look at this guy right here, he's as big as my arm. It dug him out. It fought for a while, and as you see here, that's a big root nest. It struggled with it. Still going to give me problems getting my get my water line underneath those, but all told, it took me about 30 minutes to go about 120 feet. So this thing is incredibly fast. When it would bog down, all you had to do was let off the digger. Obviously stop the drive, the traction driving. But if you would just let off the digger and then pump the digger, it would finally chew its way through it and move on. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope it's helpful for you. It was definitely an easy job to tackle. Thanks. Well, one last thing I probably would have done differently I should have started at the house. I ended up, when I turned at the house and turned around and went up to the house, started coming back, I created what looks like this, which is where the two joints meet. It starts filling in. So unfortunately, I'm having to dig all that back out. And if I'd have started at the house, I could have came back and probably straddled the water heater, and the water meter, and gotten close to that. But it's not hard. Obviously, it's soft dirt, but it's, I don't know, probably 15 gallons or more of dirt that I've got to dig out. Just a lesson learned.